Thank you, Rockerman, and thank you, Cozy Boy, as well, for joining us on that pre-show. And Grebsy, glad to have you in the booth, man. We are getting ready to get into the grand finals. Are you ready, man? I hope you're excited because I am.
I'm so ready. I'm hyped. We are very ready to go. The grand finals are the most exciting match of the season. And as you said, I think in the beginning of all this, with the mix up, our first ever mix up season, every game has been spectacular, and I am very excited for how this match is going to go.
Yeah, I was trolling a little bit in the pre-show. I had them winning 4-1, but this is going to be a very good series. Some of the best players in all of Novice here. And honestly, we can't forget about Ryan Gav. The best player rating in all of Nemesis is here as well. So that's going to be the player to watch out for on the pawns. On the diffusion side, Ghost Bacon has always been that dude. And now he's kind of been able to be that number one player on a team, and he's kind of shown himself just how good he can really be. Diffusion, obviously that one seed coming in here, Grebs, you picked him. Obviously they're a team to look out for. What do you got to think about this Diffusion team?
Diffusion they've been playing great all season, and Silver J, very strong player as well. In Div, they dropped their sub, and the three of them have been running very well together, playing well, meshing well. Everything is just in their favor, I think, and they are going to take this.
That's what you think, but that's okay. We got, like I said, Ryan Gap, but Grips, I was able to watch and cast the last Pawns game versus Spitfires, and they were able to kind of pull ahead, even without Ryan Gap having an absolutely amazing performance. The Fluffy and Savage were able to combine to really, push push their team through. But obviously, we're having Griffin sub in now instead of Fluffy, so things might shake up a little bit. But first, we got to see how this game unfolds. Who can conquer the nerves of game one? Who can load into the lobby properly? As these teams still trying to figure it out. As maybe they've got it now. Novice players having a novice moment before the game even begins. And I think we have to reset the lobby because
What have they done? How have they done this?
I don't know, but welcome to Novice, everybody. Oh, it wouldn't be the same without all these mistakes and mishaps, Grebsy. But these teams, these players, they might be, the bottom of this league, but hey, you know what? They'll always show us an entertaining time for sure.
The novices here, just as you said, pure entertainment. Somehow failed all six players getting into the match, even though all three on each team were joining up, just on, off, managed to start the match before they were all there. Great start to the season so far. We're gonna give this another try here, and hopefully they can make it into the match. You love to make fun of the novices, but I think that was a little special even for the novices.
Yeah, and I just want to confirm that this Pawns team is ready. Yeah, I know that they had a player sub out or whatever, but that doesn't give you an excuse to not load into the lobby. But I digress. We are finally everybody's here. Everybody's ready. We're making sure these teams can get into the lobby, play their best. Rocket League is now. Yeah, here we go. We're loading in. It's about time, Grebsy. I'm ready to kick this thing off. Let's get these grand finals started. We're starting the Novice League, but that does not mean this league will not bring you the most excitement. These guys always have something up their sleeve, and let's see who can conquer these players and these nerves. This stream game at the beginning, as so far it's been Diffusion in the half of the pawns as Savage tries to get it clear, not able to there. No touch off the wall there as now Ryan Gap tries to take control, but a bump trying to come through from Div. Ghost Bacon sitting back, able to get a long clear, trying to get a follow-up touch. There's the shot. Ryan Gap is going to have the save, and some offense already starting to mount here. Griffin now trying to take the clear out as Div waiting, biding his time, but that ball hits the ceiling. Ryan Gap is going to be the first one there. That ball passed over to Griffin. Griffin back over to the midfield. Ryan Gap with the shot, and bang, bang, bop. That's a Pawns goal.
This is an amazing setup here by the Pawns. Ryan Gab hitting Griffin on the side there. Griffin popping it right back to him. Little give and go, putting that one in over Diffusion. A great start for the Pawns.
Pawns already getting us started early, only 40 seconds in. The first goal of these grand finals in Season 11. Now, can we get another one? Griffin looking for a shot early. No. Ryan Gav already up in the air. That one saved away by Silver J. Savage trying to continue the pressure, but doesn't get a touch. As Silver J now tries to clear that one to the sidewall. Ryan Gav's 50 is not a great one. Griffin has to bide his time. That ball hits the post, and there was the corner of the post, but still able to make the save. Is Griffin. Ghost Bacon's touch, not going to go anywhere. Tried to get a double. Not going to happen there as Griffin now gets it clear off the sidewall. Ryan Gav's there, but Div able to get it past him. Ghost Bacon now trying to get a touch, but Savage able to clear it to his side. Silver J could have a shot, but has to get it past Ryan Gav. Now Griffin, no touch there, as Div has to clear it back to the Pawns corner. Pawns now able to get another long clear. Now Ryan Gav trying to look for an opportunity. Silver J able to get the long clear, though Griffin still able to keep that ball in the Diffusion half. Ryan Gav still trying to be a menace on this field, and he is as another dunk comes through, but Div able to get the clear. Silver J also able to get a follow-up touch. Griffin now has to get one touch. Oh, gets over Ghost Bacon, not able to get the follow. Can he get another? No. That ball, though, goes to Ryan Gav, able to get the long clear. Silver J doesn't get a good touch. That was bouncing out the backboard. Ryan Gav with the shot. Ghost Bacon with the save. Savage not going to go in as that ball hits the crossbar. A demo comes through. Griffin pops it high. No touch. Silver J missed. Griffin scores.
A very heads-up demo here by Savage on Div, creating that smoke screen right in front of Silver J, hiding the ball. Silver J doing what he can to get there, but just not able to make the save. Pawns off to a very strong start.
Strong start indeed. Can Diffusion bounce back? Still 3 minutes left in this game. Ryan Gav bangs that ball high. That one's going to be hitting straight down. Ryan Gav had the read, but so did Ghost Bacon. Silver J able to get a demo in the clear. Ryan Gav, though, up with his teammate Griffin. On the backwards, Ghost Bacon with 0 boost. Griffin, though, going to try to get a touch mid. Not going to have the touch, though, as Savage going to take some time on it. A little bit of time wasted. Never hurts the team whenever you're ahead. Ghost Bacon's trying to get a long clear. Ryan Gav able to bang it down. Silver J's touch, not a great one. His Savage is already over there. His touch, though, not going to be followed by anybody. And Ghost Bacon trying to take control, but gets dunked once again. And halfway through this game, so far, Grebsy, it has been all Pawns. Although we've seen the Pawns be stuck on defense a little bit, just nothing threatening coming out from the Diffusion so far.
Yeah, right now it looks like Diffusion is doing the best they can to try and get some plays going, but as you said, Pawns have just had all the pressure here, and it feels like Diffusion are on the back foot trying to make something happen for themselves, and if they're going to get this going, they need a bit more teamwork in what they're doing. As we see a pass from Silver J there, Ghost Bacon almost putting it in, but not quite able to, and then there's another pass back, and Ghost Bacon, as I said, the teamwork coming through right there, getting their goal. They needed that with 2 minutes left. It's a one goal game.
One goal game, but now, you know, a triple commit there from the Pawns kind of shows that, hey, this team hasn't played together a whole lot with Griffin in the roster. Could be a little bit of nerves as well from the stream. If Pawns are able to take this game, it'll be huge for their confidence going forward, but if you're Diffusion, now is the best time to strike, and you're aware of that. Ghost Bacon, he's aware of it, because now he's trying to get another touch to the midfield, but Savage able to get it past him. Now, Silver J, long clear all the way downfield. Ryan Gav on the corner, able to get a touch, but it's only as far as Div. Ryan Gav able to go again, though, as Ghost Bacon has to collect it awkwardly. His touch straight to Griffin. Griffin only over to Silver J. That ball on target. Ryan Gav barely able to make it in time. Silver J continuing the pressure with a nice pass mid. Savage with a great read off the backboard, but Ghost Bacon pops it high. Griffin, no boost, and Ghost Bacon slots that one away. We have a tied ball game.
Tons of pressure here by Diffusion, putting that ball over the backboard. Pawns just not able to get anybody there on the backboard for the defense, and eventually Ghost Bacon able to slot that in for his second goal of the match.
Second goal of the match, and he's shown why he is one of the players to talk about. Silver J, though, saying you can't forget about me either, gets a goal off the kickoff here, and Diffusion had their first lead of the series.
Silver J just a bit faster than Griffin there, beating him to the ball. Savage barely missing, and Ryan Gav just barely missing there as well. This is, 1 minute left. That's 3 goals in 1 minute here for Diffusion. It looks like they're going to pull it together.
Diffusion really have started to pull things together now, and Pawns answer back. A great clear from Silver J is going to buy even more time for this team, as Savage now has to get a clear past another. Griffin's downfield. Griffin not going to get the shot there, as Div clears it to the side. Now Savage, he gets a touch, but Div able to get another great clear. Now Div trying to get a pass mid. Savage gonna leave that one for Ryan Gav. Ryan Gav, not a lot of boost, so Griffin has to turn back for that mid. Ghostmaker's touch is not good as he's passing it mid for Griffin. Griffin shot just high. Ryan Gav trying to get the follow, drops it down. Div able to get the long clear. Now Ghostmaker up in the air, gets beat out by Savage. Silver J though, he's able to get a touch. He's able to get a follow. Can he get there? No. Griffin gonna cut that one off early. As Ryan Gav and Griffin collide, a little miscommunication as Silver J gets his pass from Div, but not gonna be on target as Ghostmaker now tries to get another pass mid. Ryan Gav pops up high. Ryan Gav trying to get another touch. Touch it to the ground, looking for a dunk, not gonna come through. 17 seconds remaining. Griff, not a lot of boost, passes it down to Savage. Savage gets dunked by Ghostmaker, and more time running out. This could be the last attack that the Pawns have here in game one. Ryan Gav, his touch to the corner. Time is running out. He runs out of boost. He gets a pop up. Savage, he's going to get beat out by Div. That ball could hit the ground. Ryan Gav keeps it alive for a little longer. Oh, but the dunk from Div's going to send that ball to the ground, and Diffusion win game number one.
It was a great start there by the Pawns, 2-0 for the first half of the whole match. There were some complaints on chat from Diffusion about ping issues. It looks like they're requesting a server reset, so maybe that's what we saw there in the first half. I was kind of checking the scoreboard and looking at their ping there, and I did notice at the very those last 2 minutes, their ping looked to level out, so maybe that's what we saw there on that comeback for that 3-2 win overall. Both teams are playing very well here, and not really, there's not a lot wrong that's going on either side. So this could go still either way going forward here.
Yeah, I will say though, the Pawns, you could kind of tell, Griffin definitely not their starter. It feels like they're just a little bit more uncomfortable around him, maybe a little less trust as well. It just feels like as a whole, Grebsy, that the three-man rotation just feels kind of out of sync. The gears, they're not all turning. Saw a couple double commits and team bumps from Ryan Gav and Griffin specifically. Maybe there's a clash of play styles there. But if they're able to figure that out, the good looked really good. It's just the bad at times look kind of bad. So just kind of touchy-feely so far is how I would describe this grand final to start for the Pawns. So Pawns, they have to figure out a way to kind of work together here and get past these obstacles and find a way over Diffusion here. As Diffusion, they seem to turn it on, and let's see if they can continue that momentum here into game number two, or will the Pawns have an answer with Griffin getting that ball up to Savage. Savage sends that ball to the corner, and Ryan Gav now looking for a double, but Ghostmaker's going to get a long clear. Div already up in the air, trying to get a touch, but his touch is only to the corner, and he dunks his own teammate, but Ghostmaker pops that ball high, looking for the double. Ghostmaker, don't do it! Griffin able to make a save there. Ghostmaker, he's trying to do something nasty to this Pawns team, but so far they're able to hang on. 30 seconds gone already. Silver J gonna beat out Savage. Griffin's touch off his own backward to Silver J, looking for a pass made. Griffin now looking for a long clear. Now he's going to look for the follow-up. He's able to get a great touch to the corner. That ball bouncing awkwardly. Savage, you have the read! He does! The counter comes through for the Pawns, and they take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it's a very beneficial bounce here on the corner, putting that over the goal very fast there. Ghostbacon almost getting there, but Savage with the read on the dunk right into the corner. A very heads-up play by the Pawns.
Heads-up play for sure, and a good counterattack as well. Now, we saw a little bit of this last game as well as I saw Griffin drive over that boost 4 times, and it's a tough sight to see sometimes. That feels bad, but they're still able to amount a little bit of pressure here as Ryan Gav gets a 50, but Silver J gets that ball to the corner. Now he's looking for another 50 in the corner. Ghostbacon though wins that one. Griffin, he loses that 50 on Ghostbacon, but Savage was able to get there in time as Div not even going to touch. Silver J has to send it to the corner, sends that ball way high. Ryan Gav tries to get a dunk, but that ball bouncing mid. Savage not able to go, so Griffin has to get the clear. That ball over Div's head. Griffin in this corner could be dangerous. That ball floats mid again. Ryan Gav! That ball not able to get scored, just a little too high, but more pressure starting to mount here as Savage sends that ball mid. Ryan Gav, good 50 on Silver J, tries to get a follow-up touch. That ball bouncing high. Griffin's not going to be able to get there, but does fake. Ghostbacon. Savage's shot's a good one. Silver J has to send that ball straight up. Ryan Gav, do you have the read? Silver J, he's actually going to get the ball on the come down, but no one mid for Griffin's pass there. Savage gets beat out by Ghostbacon. Ghostbacon still looking to cook. Not a lot of boost in the tank. Still not able to get the flick there. had the setup for it, went for the fake instead. Ryan Gav leaves that one for Griffin. That ball hit mid by Div. Could be dangerous here. Savage sends a clanger downfield. That ball bouncing off the corner. Griffin, is he going to get there? Yes, but that mid pass not going to go to anybody. We're about halfway through this game so far, Grebsy. This game seems to be a little bit like the first one where it feels like the Pawns are in control, but you got to look out for Diffusion because they can answer back very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it has been in the favor of Ghost Bacon there with a solo play over the defense. Gonna put that one in. As you know, you might have cast or cursed that one with your compliments of the Pawns. We got Diffusion here coming in right away. As you said, Pawns kind of having control, all the pressure, but I feel like Diffusion's doing a better job of when they have the ball, you know, making some team plays and having a bit more control. Versus Pawns are kind of banging the ball away and hoping it goes in their favor right now.
You know, sometimes that's all it takes. A little bit of bang ball never hurt nobody. But Ghost Bacon and the control from this Diffusion team has been really solid so far. Div as well, one of those players that has a lot of control. As that shot was a good one coming out from him. Savage able to get the clear, but no one able to follow it up. As Silver J passed that ball over to Ghost Bacon. Ryan Gaff able to get the beast. Savage now looking for a pass. Ryan Gaff takes it from him, but the save comes out from Div. Savage looking for the pass over to Griffin. The team were just not working together quite yet, as Griffin's touch gets away from both Ryan Gaff and himself, and Div has an open net. But is it in? I'm not sure if it was or not, but the ball goes in either way, and Grebsy, a 2-1 lead here for Diffusion.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was going in. Just kind of an unfortunate follow by Griffin here. That might have been curving in. That's hard to say. But Griffin really making sure that goes in. And it's kind of what we saw in the first match, where Pawns come out strong, but kind of start to wane halfway through the match, whereas we see Diffusion really coming in together here in the second half of the game.
Definitely the team that starts to ramp up. You want to play your best Rocket League when the clock's running down, not whenever the clock just starts ticking. Now, can we see Pawns step up their game here, as now some offense coming out from Ryan Gav for the flip reset. What the heck? The flick was absolutely nasty, but no one could read that pass, and heck, I wouldn't read that pass, not in a million years. So, a good shot, though, from Savage. Ghost Bacon's touch wasn't a good one. That ball floating awkwardly. Griffin doesn't make the touch, and Ryan Gav has to retreat. Maybe he didn't do it in time. Savage has to back him up a little bit. Now Savage able to get the touch, able to get maybe another one past Silver J. Not going to go through there. Ryan Gav now with a touch off the backboard. That one going to Griffin. Ghost Bacon gets the read, though, and a long clear. Is he able to get there? No, but he's able to get a pass mid. That ball floating. Ryan Gav able to get the save. Now the counter coming through. This is where Pawns kind of have to score their goals. Ryan Gav trying to make it happen. He gets by Ghost Bacon. The ball centered, and the ball gets through. Griffin using that body, scoring the tying goal here.
Yeah, you know, Griffin been going to the gym here, just strong arming that one through. Two of the players here, Div and Silver J, able to make that go in here. 1 minute left, actually 50 seconds. If Pawns want to stay in this, they got to make it happen now.
Pawns, now you can't give up a goal early here. Savage, he's going to go for this ball. Ghost Bacon says, all right, that's all yours. I'll have the read. He's able to clear that one away. Ryan Gav tries to take it. That ball just goes backwards, and Ghost Bacon on a 0 boost is still a very dangerous Bacon indeed, but that pass just off the mark as Silver J couldn't get a shot on. Ghost Bacon, though, gonna elect to put that ball mid once again. Griffin able to get it clear, but that ball's only as far as Div. Savage gonna have to clear that one off the backboard. Not able to get the touch, though. Gets past Div. That ball cleared high by Ghost Bacon. Ghost Bacon look for another touch off the backboard, only as far as Ryan Gav, though. Div, his touch to the sidewall. He's going for a double, not gonna be able to get there in time. As Griffin pops that ball high. Can Griffin get a second touch? No. Ghost Bacon finds his time, though. Savage able to hit it off the sidewall. Silver J pops that ball high. Ryan Gav with the shot, not going to go in. That ball just hit straight down, and we have overtime for the first time here in Season 11 Grand Finals. Grebsy, do you think Pawns have it in them to take this one and tie up the series?
They definitely have the pressure going right now, and it looking like you know, Diffusion might be caught on the back foot here. If Pawns can keep up the pressure they have going, and if Diffusion can't have an answer to it, I believe Pawns could do this.
Now Pawns, they got to find a way through. So far, it's been a lot of Diffusion here in overtime. As now Ryan Gav trying to get a long clear, but that ball only sent as far as Ghost Bacon. That ball, he doesn't have to read, but Silver J comes in and makes up for it. 30 seconds was all it took for Diffusion to take game 2.
This is a good read by Bacon there, sitting there waiting for Savage to make his touch off the wall. Just a free ball right to him, and you know, Diffusion able to capitalize here right at the end with a 2-0. They only need 2 more here.
Only 2 more is all it takes, and honestly, at the rate this is going, it might only be 2 more games at this rate. This has been pretty dominant here for Diffusion. You know, we've seen it twice now. Pawns take an early lead, Diffusion bide their time, and then all of a sudden you blink and they score 2 goals, Grebsy. This Diffusion team, they just know how to turn it on late in the game. What do you think they're able to do? Are they just like figuring out their opponent for the first half, or are they finally able to capitalize on those Pawns mistakes?
I think Diffusion is just a bit more patient than the Pawns. Their play styles are a little different here. Pawns are looking to do just a lot of pressure real fast, and Diffusion's just been setting up for it. They've always got their third man back, so anytime Pawns are putting the ball downfield, Diffusion has someone on defense ready to just immediately put it back into the Pawns half of the field. And right now that's working for them. I think, they might get caught out a couple times here, as we've seen, Pawns get some goals in, but I think that's more lucky or beneficial bounces or 50s that are going in the Pawns' favor, more so than plays that they're setting up.
A little bit of luck never hurt nobody, but if you're in the grand finals, you want a little bit more than luck on your side. As now the Diffusion team is trying to show just who is the #1 seed and why they deserve to be it. As now Ghost Bacon trying to be that guy, but Ryan Gav had him dunked. Now Savage, he's going to line up for the shot. No, it's a pass! Oh my goodness, Ryan Gav and Savage combine there to get another early lead here for the Pawns.
A very heads-up play here. Ryan Gav on that quick turn, ready for the pass. Div almost there on the save, but not quite able to get there in time. And again, is third game in a row. Pawns up by 1 right off the bat.
Up by 1. Could be, not up by enough, as we've already seen Diffusion make a couple comebacks this series. As Griffin trying to make a play happen, trying to get past Ghost Bacon, but Ghost Bacon's going to have a free touch there. That touch from Savage is going to go straight to the midfield, and so Silver Jay's going to have a free touch. That ball to the sidewall. Ryan Gav and Div. Ryan Gav gets the beat on him, but Griffin, he's going to have the clear, and that clear goes way long as Ghost Bacon has to clear that to his own corner. A good control touch there, but Savage is able to dunk him. Div now again to the sidewall. Div looking for the double, not going to come through. Ryan Gav shot. That one just going to be off target and saved away as well by Silver Jay. But that ball only as far as Griffin. Griffin able to get past Ghost Bacon, but Div pops that ball high. Ryan Gav, though, he's able to beat one out. Silver Jay in the corner. Gets dunked by Ryan Gav. Ghost Bacon able to get the clear up to Silver Jay. Oh, but Savage already there and waiting. Now, the pressure continuing to mount here for the Pawns. That shot was going to go in, but Ghost Bacon able to make a good save there. Griffin continuing this pressure and making sure that no free touch comes through here for Diffusion. But that touch from Ryan Gav is not a great one, as Ghost Bacon was able to get a free shot. 3.5 minutes remaining. It's been a lot of Pawns so far, but now we're starting to see that Diffusion offense start to click, and Ghost Bacon, the difference maker, able to put one away.
Yeah, here Pawns just getting a little off on their defense. They were playing it very well, kept kicking everything out, but Diffusion was just hammering ball after ball in, and eventually Ghost Bacon able to make this goal and bring it home for him. We got 1-1 now.
1-1, and this is just where Diffusion likes to be. They like to be down a little bit, and then just figure their way back in, make one mistake, and they're able to start capitalizing on them pretty frequently. And so that's probably the biggest difference maker so far, as Pawns, a team that wants to attack as much as possible. Ryan Gav trying to do just that. Griffin able to pop that ball way up high. Only one up there is Silver Jay, but now Ryan Gav able to take control. Pop it over one. Ghost Bacon, he's able to get the long clear. Griffin able to keep that ball in play, but Silver Jay able to get the clear once again. As Ghost Bacon's touch not going to be met. Silver Jay pops that ball high. That ball in the back where Ryan Gav's going to have the long clear. Only as far as Div, though. Div shot a dagger into the net, giving Diffusion a 2-1 lead here in Game 3.
Yeah, it's a pretty good clear here by Ryan Gav. Griffin just kind of driving away from the goal. I don't know if he was misreading how that play was going, but he was their third man there sitting in goal and just kind of opted to leave and let that one go in for free.
Definitely not what you want to see if you're one person that picked the pawn very confidently, but they still have time to come back here. 2-1 with 2.5 minutes remaining. There's plenty of time for any team. But this Pawns team has been very hit or miss so far, as Griffin going to miss that ball, not going to make any contact there, and so it's going to allow Diffusion to continue to put on pressure here. Diffusion, they have been such a solid team, slow, steady with their play, but consistent, and that has been the biggest difference maker, the consistency of this team. As that ball not going to be met by a shooter there. Savage now trying to get a pass made. Ryan Gav committing on that. Could be a fatal one. As now Silver J has an open net. That ball going to be bouncing high. No follow-up, though. An open net there. A sigh of relief definitely coming out from the Pawns, but they're still down by 1 goal. Ghost Bacon not going to allow a equalizer there. Ryan Gav has to try to force a way through, but Div with the demo, and this Diffusion team just looks so solid.
Yeah, they are playing together here. They've got all the jitters worked out. Everything's kind of coming together. They're making every play here together with each other. They're supporting each other. It's just coming out very nicely. And it's not to say Pawns are playing poorly. It's just Diffusion are clicking on a level right now that Pawns are having trouble answering.
Diffusion just on another level. Can the Pawns finally find a way into this game? More and more time runs off the clock. Still plenty of time for a comeback. Savage not going to get a touch there. Now he's looking for the bump. Ghost Bacon already had that ball read and jumped forward. But Ryan Gav with the shot, and you don't want to give that man a free one because he will slot it no matter where. And a top right shot there, able to tie up this game.
Yeah, that's a good play there by Griffin, popping that off the back wall. Ryan Gav ready to follow up immediately and just finding the back of that net real fast here. 50 seconds left, 2-2. We've been here before. Can the Pawns make it 3-2 in their favor? I don't know.
It's okay. You can say no. They feed on the hate. As now Silver J gonna get a touch there. Ryan Gav had the shot coming in, but able to be blocked. But now Ghost Bacon with the long clear. Is that ball bouncing down? Ball popped up high. Silver J, do you have the read, buddy? He did. Ryan Gav also was there for the save, though. Div with the double off the corner. Able to get that pass mid. Ryan Gav, 0 boost to work with. Trying to get around Ghost Bacon. Able to get a good 50, so Griffin able to follow it up. Now, Griffin trying to end this game before regulation, but no, it's going to be going the other way. Div not going to have a touch there. Savage couldn't get one either. Ryan Gav trying to get it over Silver J. Silver J had that red, but a good touch from Griffin, but it was only as far as Ghost Bacon. That ball bouncing down now. Div's touch gonna hit the ground, and we have overtime here in game number 3. Grebsy, we're 2 for 3 on overtimes now. Diffusion took the last one. Took it pretty quickly as well. Pawns, they need this one. They do not want to be on match points. Do you think they got it in them, or is this Diffusion team just a little too strong? I shouldn't have passed it to you because the game's already over.
I think it's going to go in Diffusion's favor.
Okay?
Just a little bit here. Yeah, a good backboard pass there by Ghost Bacon. Ryan Gav just barely missing that clear out. Silver J waiting for the play. We've seen a lot of plays here from Ghost Bacon to Silver J to Ghost Bacon. They are playing phenomenally with each other on offense right now. And you know, Div is doing an amazing job allowing them to just be aggressive and play their game. Div is there to support them everywhere he needs to be, and Ghost Bacon and Silver J are feeling it right now with that third game here. It's 3-0, and Pawns really need to bring it together. They're just not finding their teamwork right now, and I think that's what's lacking for them.
Rocket League is a game played with 3 players. Not just one. Ryan Gav trying to do it all. But, hey, you know what? This Diffusion team, they have been a solid unit. And honestly, I've not seen a weakness or a weak link on this team at all this series. And so, Ghost Bacon, Silver J, Div, they've all played really well. Honestly, I'm most impressed with Div. I think he is the most sound mechanically, most sound positionally. I'm surprised this man is a novice, to be honest. This man been a huge difference maker. However, Ghost Bacon and Silver J just as good. As I believe Pawns have taken their timeout, and so they're gonna talk a little bit. Grebsy, you think it might be too little, too late? You know, coming back from for a reverse sweep, best of 7 in the grand finals. Can't say I've ever heard of it in Nemesis. I don't think it's been done. So, you know, it might be too little, too late here, Grebsy. But hey, if any history has to be made somehow, so maybe they're the ones to do it.
Yeah, it's absolutely a tall order, and that's not to say it can't happen because it can. And who knows how this pep talk is going here for the Pawns? Maybe they're going to come into this and just run with it and sweep it. A little strategy meeting maybe on where they're currently lacking, or maybe they need to mark a player for diffusion a little bit better. I'm not sure. I'm definitely seeing, uh, with T Griffin being in here as a sub, you said it earlier in the match that just the teamwork is kind of off. It's hard to play with a sub, especially going into the grand finals. If you've not been playing together all season, it's difficult to step up and fill that spot. So if Pawns want to do it, it's not all on Griffin. Ryan, Gav, Savage, they need to start playing together. The goals they've been getting have been passes. They just need to do more of that.
There has been one grand finals reverse sweep ever, and it was the Wolfpack and Jesters, which I'm pretty sure is provisional. So why not take it one step up and go to Novice? I feel like this is just great writing in the making. And Rocketman, you did a wonders with this script, I must say. As now you got to see the Pawns go out to 1-goal lead like always, or are Diffusion finally able to stop the Pawns' early goal scoring? As Ghost Bacon now looking for a pass. Actually, no, he's gonna try to follow it himself. He's gonna get it. Ghost Bacon, he is just that guy. And for the first time all series, Grebsy, Diffusion score first.
That is a crazy good play off the wall there, flipping into it to be able to stay with it and just able to tip it one more time. I think the defenders were thinking it was a pass and they were playing off that for the defense, but Ghost Bacon just popping that in. What a great play. Ooh.
And I might be seeing things, but Ryan Gav was not moving on that play. And that ball gets scored by Silver J. Could be some I saw nobody moving at the end of the goal. I don't know. We're here now. We are playing. Ryan Gav still not connected though, and Grebsy, I hate when this happens because this is one of the worst worst things to happen in Rocket League, man. Just a bad controller, bad connection, vulgar language, whatever it is. This is not what you want to see in the finals. They're down 3-0, and you can't blame Diffusion for taking that lead, Grebsy, but man, it's got to hurt if you're Pawns.
Yeah, no technical difficulties from Ryan Gav there. Controller died on him, and Diffusion able to put 2 goals in before he's able to reconnect and get it going again. As you said, you can't fault him for it. It is the grand finals. There's no friends here. You got to take the advantage you have when you can. So maybe Pawns can make a comeback here and get it going in their favor, but it's looking quite slim as we're up to 3 minutes and 40 seconds left here.
Hey, plenty of time, but yeah, it's been kind of Diffusion this game, and obviously a controller dying or controller DC, whatever it is, definitely doesn't help. But Diffusion feeling like the more prepared team, the more equipped team, and sometimes Grebsy, the best ability is availability, and I'm kind of seeing that here as the Pawns are still struggling to find any sort of offense. This 3-man roster of with Griffin, Ryan, Gavin, Savage, it's a solid roster, but they just don't seem to be clicking on all cylinders. Ghost Bacon, he's been the one kind of leading the charge here for Diffusion, trying to do that once again here. Now he's gonna look for a pass mid, pop that one up for Div. Ryan Gavin able to get one touch over one. Able to get a second, but Silver J's gonna get there for the save. Savage on the wall, able to get the pass mid, and was looking for a teammate there, but Griffin has 0 boost, has to clear that one to the sidewall. And Diffusion continuing to just kind of waste time and give a good save there coming out, but give Pawns not a lot of great chances. That one was probably the best chance we've seen so far for Pawns, and as a whole, Grebsy, it just feels like Diffusion, they're just feeling comfortable. Obviously they're 3-0 up. The game's not quite over, but I feel like they are comfortable in this series in the grand finals, and if you're Pawns, you don't want this Diffusion team to be comfortable.
Yeah, no, definitely not. As you said, Diffusion looking very comfortable. They're covering each other very well. The rotations are smooth. People are just where they need to be when they need to be there, and they're getting there faster than the pawns can. And it's just Ryan Gav is making an amazing attempt here for his team, but one man is not quite enough. Pawns again just missing that teamwork, missing that cohesion, and I think that's what's doing it here for him. Is Ghost Bacon another one into the back of the goal there.
Another one in the goal, and that is probably gonna. I wouldn't say it might not be the last goal here, but it's definitely the one that just hurts the most because you've been playing for so long. You finally got Ryan Gav back, and you just weren't able to score. And Diffusion put another one away, extending their lead to 4-0. Has to hurt a lot. Pawns at this point, reality probably starting to settle in. Or hey, you know what? The game's not over quite yet. They still could be believing. Ghost Bacon still wanted to score a couple more. Griffin continuing to apply some pressure here as Ryan Gav now pops up all up high. Silver J, one touch to the corner, but Ghost Bacon not able to get one. As Div waiting downfield, and the third man never overcommitting for Diffusion. Always have someone back. Their offense was looking very solid, capitalizing on mistakes, and as a whole, with a minute left, they just have seemed to be the more complete team here in the grand final. Great shot, great pass.
Yeah, here, the passing play by Pawns, this is what they've been missing. This is how they've gotten most of their goals. Savage finding Ryan Gav. Just, if they've had this going the whole matchup, then this would be a lot closer. They might have even a win under their belt, but they were just not finding those passing plays, not finding the setups, and not nearly as much as Diffusion was, at least. Diffusion just coming in together here very strong. There's a double miss there. 45 seconds left. I don't think there's quite too much left that the Pawns can do to put this in their favor.
Yeah, but hey, if you are the Pawns, do not look down. Fluffy not here. I'm pretty sure it was a family thing, and so you can't put any blame on any one person. I feel like Griffin stepped up very well here. Sent the boys to overtime twice as well. Ryan Gav played his heart out. Savage played their heart out as well. Ghost Bacon just proven why he is just that much better though. And with 17 seconds on the clock, we're gonna GG's out from Ryan Gav. It's 5-1 here, Grebsy. And it looks like Diffusion are going to be your Novice Season 11 champions.
They absolutely have this locked down, and as you said, Pawns, an amazing game. The first three games were 3-2, 2-3. They were one goal off from every single one of these games on the first part of this, and it's just this last one coming in Diffusion's favor so strongly. So this could have gone any way. It's a 4-0 win, but it was very close the entire time. So Pawns played amazingly.
Yeah, and once again, like I said, no hate to. Let's not give any hate to Fluffy for not being here. Griffin, no hate to Griffin either. Griffin played their heart out as well, and this Diffusion team, they knew what they had to do, and that was win, and prove that they were the 1 seed, and prove that they were the best team in Novice, and that's what they did. In Pawns, they put up one heck of a fight, and so no one should hang their heads low after that performance. Both teams played great. It was the grand finals for Novice in Season 11, and it was a great showing, but Grebsy, that might be, it might have been a sweep, but it was a great series nonetheless. But we still have another one tonight, and so, obviously, a sweep goes down, and the Novice League, it definitely doesn't feel great if you're on the Pawns, but hey, the Diffusion team, man, they played so well, and Ghost Bacon, Dib, and Silver J, all 3 of them, I think, just kind of stepped up. And they just showed so little flaws, man, and I was just genuinely impressed.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. A good job overall for both teams here. It is a sweep on paper, but those matches were close. So great games by Pawns, and congratulations to Diffusion. A well-deserved win. As you said, all 3 of them playing so well together. Ghost Bacon and Silver J, just powerhouses on the offense, and then Div just so solidly midfield defense, even pushing up on offense. He was really facilitating, allowing Silver J and Ghost Bacon to go off. That Div was basically the playmaker, and Silver J and Ghost Bacon just take advantage of everything he was giving them, and just great play overall. So congratulations to the champs.
Yeah, but definitely stick around, guys. We are going to go to a short break coming up. During the break, we're going to have a special little video, so you're definitely going to want to wait around for that. But after that cool little video during the break, we are going to have the Prospect League Grand Finals. Embers and Flurry, you know, two of the team. I mean, these were the 1 and 2 teams in Novice. These are not the 1 and 2 teams in Prospect. I mean, Grebsy, the Embers team was the 10 seed, and hold on, I'm scrolling. And Flurry was the 6th seed because they, I mean, but they were still 9 and 9, right? And so definitely not the teams that people expected to make it here. An 18 and 0 team had to fall. So you know this grand final is going to be interesting, but you guys will just have to wait around for just a little bit, and we will be right back. But first, like I said, we got a video during the break, so definitely stick around, you guys. Thank you for tuning in for the first season 11 grand final here. Grebsy, it was a pleasure casting with you, but I think it's time for us to head out.
As always, have a good one.
Deuces.